Hi, I'm Dave Pullen, and I'd like to welcome you to Portland Film Beat. My guest tonight has been in more commercials than anyone else in Oregon. I'd like to welcome Jan Brem.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Jan. Welcome aboard. Jan is really unique in the fact that a lot of us don't look as good on camera as we do off. She looks better on camera, which is kind of a great thing, isn't it?
Well, that is very nice of you to say. And you better be asking me some good questions. Hey,
Oh.
I got to say something about Dave Poland here. He and I have been scene partners several times. And all I want to say about that is you don't ever want to do a scene when his character gets angry. Need I say more? We had a great scene.
Yeah, we did. We'd done some great scenes together.
We did.
Right.
But we fight really well.
I was in the moment.
It was in the moment. Can I tell him what happened?
Go ahead.
Okay, I got whiplash. I got whiplash. It was a great scene, though.
She was striking me, and we
yeah.
pulled each other. And it was pretty.
It was excellent.
It looked good on film.
It did. And I'm just really happy to be here. I love what you're doing with the Portland Film Beat. So
Great,
thanks for having me.
My first question is, what first got you interested in acting?
Well, I had no intent of ever doing this at all. I was a kindergarten teacher.
Kindergarten teacher.
I had my first child. I didn't want to teach, so I ran the school. And then I kind of fell into modeling. This is in Eugene, Oregon. And then I kind of fell into doing some on-camera work. And then I moved up here, and Portland, it was the training ground, Portland Actors Conservatory. Beth Harper said, you need to do this. I started taking classes, and there you have it. 30 years later.
Is that right?
30 years, yeah.
Tell us about your first audition.
Oh, I remember it like yesterday.
Is that right?
And remember, I was just a model. And I was at KEZI studio in Eugene, and I was doing some commercial, and I don't even remember what it's for. But I had an umbrella, and I couldn't get the umbrella up. And instead of, going, oh dear, it's not open, I started doing something wacky with the umbrella, and they laughed. They thought I was great, and that was my first. It was for Oak and Stuff. Oak, rich, warm, and durable. For years, the Carpenter's Choice, and for years, Oak and Stuff has been the place to buy fine oak furnishing.
And you remember it?
That's 30 years later.
Oh, that's funny. So what was your favorite job?
Okay, first I got to tell a funny story.
Okay.
I've done 1,800 commercials.
Right, she's done
several industrial.
Jan has done 1,800 commercials, films, short films, and industrials.
Yeah.
Spokesperson.
So one that's funny is I was doing Holland America Cruise Lines. We were on the cruise ship for 10 days. They were just launching.
You went on the ship itself?
Oh, yeah. So we were shooting all over that ship because it was a brand new ship. So I'm up on the top deck, and they've got the camera down below shooting up at me, and I'm standing right at the rim looking out over the sea, and I have my mic on, right? And so they're down there, and the line was, join us for the cruise of a lifetime. Take two, join us for the cruise of a lifetime. And I'm doing it loud, doing it. I didn't know there were people behind me. And they're looking at me. Here's this lady standing at the edge of the thing, talking to herself, join us. And I turned around, there was a party, and it looked like I was pretty crazy. But
they thought you were insane?
Probably. Imagine a woman standing there talking to the air. Anyway, what was the question?
What was your favorite job?
Favorite job. I got to do a 14-city tour for Intel, and we went all around the nation, and it was a live trade show. And I was put up at the Plaza Hotel in New York City for 4 days.
Is that right?
Oh, it was just a blast. And
did you have special gifts in the room and all that?
Yeah, there was some nice things left, but I was a spokesperson for a trade show, and I was a half hour in the morning, half hour at night, and then the rest of the time just playing, and it was wonderful.
Is that right? What was your hardest job?
Okay, let me tell you this one. I've had several hard jobs for several different reasons, but this one was just a couple years ago that I was working in Miami, and where it's already hot. And as you know, when you're in a studio, they have to turn the air conditioning off because they can't have that background noise.
Yes.
I was so sick. You know the kind of sickness where you can't get up out of bed? You
Yes.
have a hard time, and you fall back. That's how sick I was. And so I was there, and I had to let them know I wasn't feeling well, but it was really bad. I'm in the studio. It's probably 110 degrees. I have on a polyester suit, which
makes it even hotter.
Even hotter, and I'm sick. That But if you watch the takes, I mean, in between, I was able to bolster up and deliver. But
Good.
it just about
You
killed
held
me.
in there.
It just about killed me. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was. I got paid well, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
What is your worst mistake on the job?
Oh, there's so
Can you
many.
remember? Oh, there's so many. I love the fact that you're vulnerable like that and let us know.
Well, okay, there's one that was, we're mic'd, and people are on the other end with headphones.
Right.
And you've heard the story where they don't turn off the mic and they're listening on the headphones. Well, I was complaining to my makeup lady who's, doing me in between
With the
takes.
mic on.
I was complaining about one of the directors. There were several people, and I was saying not nice things.
Did you learn your lesson?
Oh, they had her removed from the set because I was really unhappy with her. So I said, I don't like when people give me line readings. But,
Oh,
yeah.
that can be bad.
Yeah, I didn't like it. But
Right. No,
anyway.
I bet. Have you ever done any bad acting?
Never. Ever.
I know you better.
Oh, man, that's rough. I've done... here's what's hard as an actor. If I'm not, it's not just prepared, but it's that when you're in that moment and you're giving and receiving, and if I'm not open to that, then I'm going to be acting from my head, and I do that a lot. And yeah,
Right.
it's just bad.
It's listening.
You've seen me bad act.
I have. I've seen
And
you
I've
great
seen
acting.
you
Yeah,
bad
oh my
act,
gosh.
too.
I've done more bad than good, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
me too, definitely.
Have you ever thought about giving up?
You know what's funny is when I started out, I had so much drive and motivation that I never, ever considered giving up. And in fact, I say it on my website, but I heard that if you have a rejection and you feel it pulling you down, instead of letting it go down, you move yourself forward. So whenever I had, not just rejection from auditions, but something where I really felt devastated by maybe a job I did, or I would go take a class. I would go do something different. I never let it bury me. I would always be proactive and
Okay,
move.
good.
That has saved me. So in the early days, no. And now later, after 30 years, do I feel like giving up? Yeah. It's kind of, you don't quite know where you fit in and where to go next. But
Right.
yeah, for the most part, I've tried to stay really on course.
Yeah, but you still fit in. At this point in time, why don't you talk about your website? Can we bring up that subtitle, janbrem.com?
Sure.
And you can talk about it a little bit. Let's go to this camera right here.
Okay.
There you are.
Oh, there I am. Well, yeah, janbrem.com I have on my bio, and I have on a demo tape, and my resume, and just information about me. I have taught classes in the past, so there's contact information. So it's just kind of a deeper look at things that I've done, and I've got a new updated website, so it's really pretty too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, at this time, go to our website and check it out. Please contact her if you need support, or if you would like anyone to be a spokesperson, commercials, short films.
It's
What's the
me.
recent film you've done? The one with James Westby? Can we talk
Yeah,
about that?
that's up. That's going to be at the Portland Independent Film Festival, and which is end of August. Yeah, it's called 180 Degrees, and I play the mother of the young man that died. So,
Oh, right. Oh,
Tom's
that's probably,
mother.
yeah, it's a sad film.
Yeah,
I've seen parts of it. Yeah, it is a sad film. Anyway, at this moment in time, we're going to take a few minutes and actually go out and watch Jan's reel. We'll be right back.
And I'm Jan Brem, and thanks for tuning in. LPAC offers customers unmatched value in marketing expertise and real question. Are you ready for the results that Brafa can offer you? If you have pierced ears, then listen to this.
I'm sorry, Mr. Spangler.
Tina's never fully worked up to her potential, but we expected more from her, too.
What's happening here? This is junior high.
We used to attach an enormous stigma to unwed mothers. I am so sorry. I just can't imagine what you must be going through.
Oh, please, Lonnie.
Of course, I just had to tell you that we're there for you. Go beyond offering a feast for the eyes, but also tantalize and heighten all of your senses. While CEO Colin Saunders is out facing criminal charges, Chief of Operations Jana West has been cleared of all wrongdoing, and staff at BMW Northwest rave about their beautiful new. Now, I know you might be thinking, if this really works, it has to be expensive. Well, get ready for a big surprise. Only Mattress Firm can bring you rollback prices like
Everything about you is uniquely yours. So when a part of you becomes affected by arthritis, you want a solution that's just for you. Introduce
and a hassle-free way to get peace of mind.
Wow, that was really great. I'm really glad that you gave us that to see.
Thanks for showing it. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Right now, I'd like you to tell us, we're going to go on to other things about your career, but let's take time to talk about Planet Sweet Pea.
Okay, so here's what happened about, 10 years ago or so. I started going through what you want to call the change, if you will. So at that time, there were 60 million women that were entering into menopause. So it's perimenopause, menopause, and very little information out there for their husbands or partners. So I had this idea, what if we made a video and relayed important information so men could understand what women are going through.
Because we don't get it. We have no idea what's going on.
And how could you?
And we're freaked out by it too. It's like,
relate?
what in the heck?
Exactly. Hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings. I mean, there's like 35 symptoms. And poor guys are sitting there like, what do I do?
And they all happen at one time sometimes.
Sometimes they do. And sometimes they last up to 10 years. No kidding.
Is that right?
So
there's an interesting little fact you told me about 2015, 50% of women will be in that age range. Is that right?
Right. And the age range being a good 10 years before and after, because it goes on quite a while. Some women breeze right through it. Others have a really difficult time. Right. So we made a DVD, and it's called Menopause Illustrated, Blitzed by Menopause, and it's on planetsweetbee.com. But what we did was we took the first half hour and tried to weave in just some fun information, something to where your husband or partner could sit down and watch it with you and kind of get some understanding of what this menopause is about, kind of validate her, that she's not crazy what she's going through. So, and then the rest of the video, it's a 2-hour video that has more in-depth information and personal relationship information. And yeah.
Tell the audience how they can get a hold of the video.
Well, you can get it on Amazon.com, but you could save money for this time for a little while on planetsweetbee.com. You can save about $5 ordering through us.
Oh, it's on there, planetsweetpea.com.
There it is. That's
and
it.
they can also find that information. You have a YouTube channel, is that right?
There's a YouTube channel. We've got a lot of little clips. We have some pretty silly stuff, I have to tell you that.
Right.
I think we've got
We're going to watch some of it, so go ahead, keep going.
Okay, one of our videos, it's just one of the, we wrote a rap song to MC Hammer's Can't Touch This.
Oh, really?
Except we go, don't touch me. The women, don't touch me. Yeah, so there's some really fun, silly stuff on there.
Who were some of the women in it? I know Betty Moyer was in one of them.
Betty
I like to hear
Moyer,
some of the local actors' names mentioned because it's on the
Allison
access.
Payne, Elaine Busby, Debbie Barr, Judy Bennett. We had quite a few.
Okay, right. At this time, we're going to take another couple of minutes. We're going to watch one of the videos from Planet Sweet Pea. It's a short one. The first one is Newsroom, and we'll be right back. It's about a newswoman. I'll let you watch it. I'm not going to tell you about it. So we'll be right back.
A quick look at menopause weather finds a cold front being pushed out by a hot flash, making way for heavy precipitation, and quite possibly escalating from a severe thunderstorm to a Category 5
Sparky! Oh, for the love of everything that is holy, can we get some air conditioning up in here? Is that possible? I'm combusting and you're just staring. Turn on the stinking air. Don't think, just do. Sorry, Mike. Back to you.
That's funny. That is really funny.
You know, I gotta say, that's what it feels like.
Oh, is that
and that's
right?
yeah, and that's what the guys feel like too. Like, oh, get me out of here.
Well, we're gonna actually right now we're gonna take a second. We're gonna watch her second video, ESPN, and it's about a couple of sportscasters, and they're talking about their wives and some of the issues they're having. It's actually kind of funny. So hold on, let's watch this one too.
Jeff Story here. The furious pass rush has just about overwhelmed this quarterback. I am not sure, Leo, that I've ever seen such intensity on the field.
Well, that's because, Jeff, you've never seen my wife riding out a hot flash.
Well, yes, Leo, the hot flash can be fearsome. But nothing strikes fear into a beleaguered husband like a wife who has been blitzed by the night sweats.
Oh, that bleary-eyed glaze that you get when you're just waking up and you realize she's already hit the showers.
And she's still in her pajamas.
pajamas.
Drop back and punt, Leo. That's what I say. You just drop back and punt.
See, I love that. I love that too. Where did you shoot those?
We were in, let's see, we were over at Rex Post in their studio,
Okay.
and then we took the camera just all over. We were in our home for a while, and yeah, it took a good 2 weeks of shooting.
Wow.
Yeah, so we went Dr. Tori Hudson at her office and did a lot of interviewing with her. So, yeah. Then we have that therapy session that was shot over at OPB, a real life therapy session. Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Right.
What is your favorite film?
Okay, so that question would be, for me, what impacts me? So sometimes, I'll tell you my favorite film, but I have to say sometimes the things that I pick aren't even on the register with other people. When I go into a movie and when I am deeply impacted and I leave different, that becomes a favorite film. See what I mean? So
it changes?
It changes, but I do have one that was made back in 1966. I watched it in 73. It was called The King of Hearts by Felipe de Barco.
Okay.
Now, I've seen it.
I've never heard. I'll watch it.
You have to watch it.
I'll
I've seen
write
it
it
about
down
10 times.
Okay.
And I don't want to say too much about it, but it asks the question.
Is it Italian?
It's French.
Okay.
Part of it's subtitled, but it's spoken in English. And you asked your question, who's crazier? People who are locked up, declared insane, or people who make war? That's all I'm going to say.
Oh.
And it's funny.
Oh, wow.
And it's poignant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what kind of inspiration have you drawn from it or from other films, as a matter on that?
From that film itself, I won't go into that so much. That film was really asking a life question for me. Right. What do I deem insane and what do I deem or normal?
Sane or insane.
Sane or insane.
Right.
So that was more about of the times of war in Vietnam. So as far as inspiration from other films, boy, I don't even know how to answer that. Like I say, each one is so different for me.
Let's go on to modern films. What's one of your favorite modern films?
Oh, gosh.
So that you can identify and let the audience know what you like.
My mind's blank. We're going to have to edit
we'll
that
go
part
on.
out.
No, that's right. We won't edit it out. What we're going to do is keep going.
Oh, gosh.
How has the Portland market changed in the last few years? Because you've seen a lot of change here.
In the 90s, this place, I was working 4 or 5 times a week. It was insane. Between here and Seattle. Seattle was the other market that I worked on a regular basis. I'd sometimes go up there 4 times a week. We had TV shows, Lifetime women's movies came here. I don't remember how many they did, 10, 11, 12. One summer we had 18 national commercials in Portland, Oregon.
Nationals?
Nationals. I got
with Wyden and Kennedy and stuff, don't we still get quite a few?
Probably, but not really open so much to us. They bring in people from LA and the bigger markets. But what happened is all those productions bypassed us and went up to BC when it was about the tax incentives and all that.
Right.
But now they're coming back. The shows are coming back.
Right, and a lot of them.
Yeah. I'd say in the 2000s, it was pretty dry here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you were on Leverage and Grimm, is that right? Okay.
That was fun. I enjoyed that very much.
Right, you were a newscaster on Leverage.
I did 2 different shows where I was newscasting, and then in Grimm I was a doctor.
Okay, great, yeah. You used to teach a class, I'm not sure if you still do, on commercials using an earpiece. Do you still do that? And if so, can viewers, because that's a skill set within itself.
It is.
And talking with a teleprompter, it takes, you have to learn how to do that.
It really is. And I got to tell you that a lot of people will say they know how to work with a teleprompter. They get to the job, they don't know how to work with a teleprompter. They'll be excused from the job. You know, so getting that skill. I use an ear prompter too for a lot of stuff.
What's the difference in using an ear prompter and
The ear
a teleprompter?
prompter fits right in my ear. You can't see it. There's a loop around my neck. There's no wire in between. Then I've got a recorder on my belt. I speak the text into the recorder. I feed off the lines and I speak what I hear. So it really is a very specific skill.
So they're feeding you the lines.
I'm feeding myself though. I pre-record it. I take the script, I pre-record it.
I understand.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah,
it's
and it's tricky. But I can go anywhere, anytime somebody can hand me a script right there and I can read it and have it done. So it's
Well, that's
it's
great
really
though.
handy.
So because you can get a lot of work right on the moment, spur of the moment. Who's your favorite A-list actor, and why? What draws you to them as an actor?
Okay, so now here again, it's going to shift and change. Right now, Shailene Woodley. Did you see The Fault of Our Stars? She was also in, oh gosh, The Descendants, up for nomination. Yeah, she's going to be the next Meryl Streep, I think, or close to it.
Okay.
She's just amazing. And then as far as men, of course, Meryl Streep is my all-time favorite. Everybody's. As far as men, I don't know. I'd have to think. I just saw the greatest movie the other day with, oh great, now I'm going to forget the name.
We'll come back to it.
Dang.
Okay, so what A-list actor would you like to work with then?
The guy I'm trying to think the name of that I can't remember his name.
What A-list actress?
Oh gosh, Lifetime would be Meryl Streep. And what I hear about her, of course,
She probably
long
gives a
shot,
lot,
long
right.
shot. What I hear about her is how generous she is on set with the other actors, how kind.
Who would you like to work with as far as a director? Who would you like to be directed
I was thrilled to work with James Westby.
Okay, great.
That was a thrill. I would love to work with him again. He has a very different style because he's actually editing as he shoots.
Yeah, he shoots as he goes.
Right.
He edits in the camera is what they
And
call
so
it.
it kind of took me by surprise. I would love to work with him again.
A-list director. Which A-list director? James Westby's an A-list director here in Portland, but we're talking out of Los Angeles, Hollywood, or one of the better known.
Oh man, I don't know. There again. You know what happens to me, Dave, when you ask that? I don't have one favorite. I just have a list of people. And to
List
pull
a
up
couple then. Quentin Tarantino?
No.
Okay, I can't think of any directors right now, too.
See, you're asking me a question.
I can't
and
even answer.
You can't think of any. You know why? Because we're middle-aged and we can't pull up that kind of stuff.
No, it's not. It's the brain, slows down.
It does. Tell me about it.
Wish we could have something that could make our brain speed up again.
My DVD.
Your DVD?
Blessed by Menopause.
Yeah, it'll help. Okay, what's next for you, Jan?
Well, tomorrow I get in the car and drive up to Seattle and shoot BMW. I'm their spokesperson. I'm on retainer, and what that means, being on retainer is a wonderful thing if you're a spokesperson. Let me just explain a little bit about that. I used to have no control over where my spots would air. I'd get a call from the East Coast, hey, we just saw you in a spot. Well, it was a spot that wasn't purchased, that was long past due, and I wasn't getting paid for it. So I'm on retainer with companies, meaning I can be their spokesperson, do their spots, they can air it anytime, anywhere, because
That's
they buy me.
That's the best way to go.
For me, it is.
Right.
So I don't have to, hound dog it and see who's airing what.
Any auditions locally for films?
Well, there was supposed to be one tomorrow, but I'm on my way up to be at
Is that right?
shoot
Okay.
BMW. Yeah.
Wow, you're working.
Yeah, right now, no auditions.
And outside of James Westby's film, any other films that you've done?
I
locally,
have
or
one
recent?
that's not out yet that is probably the most favorite piece I've ever worked on, and it's called Eve and Emily, shot up in Hood River, and it hasn't been released yet. So
Okay, can you tell me who the director is?
Daniel McCabe.
Okay.
And it's with Dave Withers, Kate Powers, and can't get the other guy's name.
That's okay. What advice do you have for someone trying to get into acting?
Study, 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 study,
Yeah.
study some more, and then go market yourself.
Do films?
Yeah.
Wherever
Oh,
you can work?
you know, do everything, especially in Portland. Voiceover, film, television, commercial, print. But just do the whole thing.
That's something we haven't talked about. You actually do voiceover as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Right.
I have a lot more in the past.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I have I like to work with Rex Post. I like to use their studio. I do have a little home studio, but it's I don't think I'd want to record.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of people in the voice market now. I mean, it's kind of exploded over the last 5 years because they
Tough
realized
competition.
there's a lot of competition out there. They've realized how, once they realized how they can access where to find out about voiceover commercials and stuff.
Well, the other thing too is you can be in your home and do a spot.
That's
for
what-
a new,
yeah.
It's all digitized, so
Right.
yeah. I wish I could remember that actor's name. Dang it! Now we're gonna be done with the show
We
and
will
it's
be
gonna
here.
come to me.
That's okay. We won't worry about
Oh,
that.
shoot.
Anyway, we're close to our time now, and I hope you enjoyed our conversation with
Mark
Jan Brand.
Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
It's Mark Ruffalo.
We're not
and
done
Begin
yet.
Again. Oh, phew! I feel
Mark
better.
Ruffalo. Yeah, he is good.
He's excellent. You've got to see
really-
Begin Again.
Begin Again. I've
Begin
seen him in
Again.
a couple other films lately.
Yeah.
I will watch that.
I feel so much better. Okay.
Mark Ruffalo.
Now we can end.
There we are. We're getting close to the end of our time here. I want to thank you for joining us here on Portland Film Beat. I want to thank Jan Brent for being here.
It was fun.
I've known her for a long time. We've got a lot of stuff we could talk about. Probably half of it we shouldn't talk about, but we had a lot of great fun together at times. And I want to thank Ellery Nelson, who is our director. He does an awesome job in the studio. He sets all this up. He runs the sound. He runs the cameras. He does everything, and he does a great job for us. I also want to talk. I want to thank my wife, who is my producer. She helps me get everything ready before we get here, and she also helps get everything ready while we're here. I want to thank her, and I want to say until next time, shoot for the silver screen. Thank you.